Verbalase beatboxer from space. Verbalase. Been written. Oh boy, you're fucking done. Supposed to be. Supposed to be. I'm the Batman. I'm the Patrick. Really?
Excuse me. I didn't know the live stream was going on. What's up, guys? It's Paul, and welcome back to another episode where today we have a lot to cover. So, as of recording this, today is January 15th of 2022. I'm a few hours ahead. 2 years ago, I recorded and uploaded my very first videos on this channel, talking about Smash Bros. Ultimate and the final character for Fighters Pass 1, which was going to be released in an early Nintendo Direct the following day. It has been an insane 2 years since then, hasn't it? Like, seriously. I am honestly shocked that I am still here right now on YouTube like this, especially with everything I went through both years. And today is not going to be an official celebration. I was late last year getting to it because of very specific reasons, and I'm going to be late this year as well just because I wasn't prepared for it. I have something in mind. It's going to be another special quick dancing that I'll try and announce ahead of time. But today I wanted to do something a little different. Because today is the official day, I'm planning on doing a double upload. This video, which I already had scheduled, and another one, which I'll be doing in a little bit once I finish this one. And if you want to know what that video is, just check the description. But anyway, for today, I want to cover something based on a YouTuber who has been a vital part of my career and really, really helped me grow, both in becoming a creator and in the stuff that he created and what it did for my channel by using it. As my veteran subscribers will know, that man is Verbalase. Verbalase, who has been on YouTube for a while and has been beatboxing for even longer, created the series Cartoon Beatbox Battles exclusively on YouTube. And the final episode of Season 1, Episode 15, Deadpool vs. Patrick, was uploaded in December of last year, December 2021. And because of that, people are already knee-deep into thinking about and getting excited for Season 2, as am I. And since I owe so much to Verbalase, so much for everything he has created for us, everything he does, and all the incredible work that he puts in, and the stuff that I have had the amazing opportunity of getting to use and play with in my videos, I wanted to do something special myself. Because today, I'm going over my thoughts and ideas for Cartoon Beatbox Battles Season 2. We don't have a lot of info about Season 2 yet. We, of course, haven't gotten the official announcement of if Deadpool or Patrick won Cartoon Beatbox Battle Season 1, and I don't know how he's going to reveal that yet, whether that's a shorter, smaller video or the official start to Season 2, like all the other videos. But we don't have a lot of info about Season 2 because of that. He said a few things in a few community posts, which is all I had to go off of. So let me get pretty free with what I thought might happen here. But the first thing I wanted to cover about my idea for Season 2 is based off of a poll he once put up. A while back, I don't remember which video or how long ago it was, he had a small poll in the eye icon of one of his videos that asked if he should make the losers of Season 1 fight each other. And he was talking about the first 8 episodes and the people who lost those rounds. I don't remember. I voted yes because I loved the idea of that, but I don't yet remember if enough people said yes or not. And he has not commented on it since then. But personally, I love this idea. So I wrote up my own ideas for it. Now, the thing about it is, as Deadpool put in episode 9, have you seen the results of your videos? They're always one-sided. I think that's why he got to the final episode, among other things. But the bigger part of that is he didn't know the half of one-sided. I've broken this down before in the past, especially when I made my previous video about what will happen with Black Panther versus Sonic. Sonic and overthinking who's going to win this one because of how badly I wanted Sonic to win. But what I went over is that, to put it in perspective, in all 8 episodes, no characters from Nintendo, no characters from Marvel, and no characters from Disney went on to the semifinals. None of them. Anyone who went to the semifinals was either from Marvel, Nickelodeon, or other. In Sonic's case, it was Sega, and Pennywise's case, it was whatever. But the thing is that the losers round, if he does this, is going to be a little difficult to break down. The main reason I want Sonic to win, outside of that, how much I like Sonic, is I didn't like the idea of Black Panther versus Deadpool. Verbalase made that episode work, but I didn't like the idea of it. But what scares me most is that part of what makes Cartoon Beatbox Battle so interesting is different characters from different franchises getting to interact with each other like this. Can you imagine if the final episode of season 1 had been something like Thanos versus Groot, or Black Panther versus Groot, or if it was Batman versus Joker for the final episode of season 1? I don't think even Verbalase could have made that terribly interesting, which is the problem with how one-sided all of this would become. So this idea of mine was not easy to break down, but I think I found an order that works. Obviously, because there were only 8 competitors this time around instead of 16, we wouldn't get 15 episodes. We would only get 7, maybe 8. To break it. And this is the order and mashups I thought would work best for this. Episode 1 would be Batman versus Pikachu. Batman lost in episode 6, and Pikachu lost in episode 2. Episode 2 would be Joker versus Goofy. Joker lost episode 3, and Goofy lost episode 4. Episode 3 would be Deadshot versus Mario. Deadshot lost episode 5, and Mario lost episode 8. And episode 4, oh boy, I love this one. Episode 4 would be Mickey Mouse versus Darkseid. Consider that. Consider that for a second, would you? Mickey Mouse versus Darkseid. That's a mashup I gotta see. Yes, those would be the first rounds. The issue is that I had to split it up exactly because each episode has a DC character in it. If I switched any of those around, then it would be a DC on DC character, which I'd prefer not to see. Then the semis. For the semifinals, we would have, in my opinion, this is what I came up with. For the semis, episode 5 would be Mickey Mouse versus Mario. Mickey Mouse winning against Darkseid and Mario winning against Deadshot. And episode 6 would be Batman versus Goofy. Batman won against Pikachu, and Goofy wins against Joker. My opinion. With that, we'd have our episode 5 and 6. But the problem with that is then, again, those I had to switch around because otherwise we'd have Mickey Mouse versus Goofy and Batman versus Mario. And again, it wouldn't be as interesting as I'd like. Then we get to the finals. Oh boy, the finals. Episode 7, in my opinion, would be Mario versus Batman for the final round of season 2, of this shorter season 2. And whoever wins, because I'm not picking one from that, whoever wins goes against whoever wins season 1. Yes, I'm saying whoever wins season 1. Whether it's Deadpool or Patrick in the tie, then we would get like a title bout, if you will. 1 second. Sorry. What I'm saying is that basically, I like the idea of a title bout for the end of season 2 to give us one more episode, so that it either be Mario versus Deadpool / Patrick until we get an official answer, or Batman versus Deadpool / Patrick. Any of which I think would be really fun rounds to see. And that's my idea for season 2. If Verbalase sticks to his question about the losers fighting, and that's just the mashups I would go with. I know that whatever mashups he can make work. He can make Batman versus Joker in a cartoon beatbox battle work. Because it's not just another simple rap battle. It's them really doing something special like he always does. But here's my other version. And this one isn't a fully laid out season 2. These are my ideas for mashups I'd like to see in season 2 if we're going to do new characters. As well as possibly giving Verbalase some new cartoon beatbox collabs ideas. Come on, Verbalase, please reach out to me. I want to collab with you. Just reach out to me. I'll do you so well. I'll do it right. I promise. Just please reach out to me. Please do it for me. Anyway. These are really just some mashups I came up with that I like the idea of. They're not great ones, but I still like them. Jack Skellington versus Ghost Rider. The Pumpkin King versus the Spirit of Vengeance. I couldn't really think of anyone better to go for Ghost Rider to go up against, but I really like the idea of these two. I think they would work off each other very well. Venom / Carnage versus Spawn. This one could get confusing, but I'll emphasize that episode 3 of Cartoon Beatbox Battles had Pennywise versus the Joker. Episode 3. And what a lot of people said right at the beginning is, wait, Pennywise isn't a cartoon character. Pennywise isn't animated. My first answer to that is rewatch the movies, because he was plenty animated to me in more ways than one. But what I mean by that is, that you can go for some specific characters like this that would work, as long as they're in a fitting mashup, and you can make them work as a character in the show. Pennywise really worked as a character. I really enjoyed how he was incorporated, and he worked well off of others here. I think Spawn would be a very interesting character for a cartoon beatbox battle that could really go for some more intense, darker areas that Pennywise went with in his songs. And someone like Venom or Carnage pairs really well against him with the living suit and all that. Okay, Knuckles versus Raphael from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. This is off of one of the only other tidbits we've gotten about season 2, again from Black Panther versus Sonic, where Verbalase made a comment towards Raphael in a cameo where he said, whoa, Raph, next season. If you don't believe me, check it. That's what he said. I like the idea of the Ninja Turtles being in. I think it'd be really fun, but if I can't really match up everyone with someone else yet, but Raphael I think would work really well against someone like Knuckles. And I'll get to the idea tales later, but Knuckles I think would be really fun. Okay. This may be my most controversial. Freddy Krueger versus Wolverine. One, I know I'm stealing this straight from epic rap battles of history and that they already did this. Two, I know that even more than someone like Pennywise or Spawn, Freddy Krueger feels like he wouldn't work in the animated world. I think he'd do just fine. But what I'm getting at is Freddy Krueger and Wolverine would be a fun pairing, and I think it'd be really fun to watch them, to really get to see them and, again, dive into the darker, scarier side that Verbalase really nailed with Pennywise. I think it'd be a fun matchup. I'd love to see Freddy Krueger go against pretty much anyone. Spider-Man. I don't know if a lot of people have said it yet, but I think Spider-Man's a great character to add to season 2. I couldn't really think of any great matchups for him, but I decided to go with Superman. Yay. It's no secret I don't like Superman, but honestly, Superman's a good enough character for Spider-Man to fight against. This one was out of suggestion that I got from a friend of mine, and I honestly love the idea of this, is Hat Kid from Hat in Time versus either Frisk or Chris from Undertale or Deltarune. Hear me out. I know that most people don't like episode 2. Pikachu versus Groot. where both characters can only say their names and make sounds. But this is the thing. Neither Hat Kid or Frisk or Chris talk at all. So I think they would have to rely entirely on what Groot managed to do in his second performance. All of his disses are visual humor, and he incorporates a steady beat with his music, with his sounds, because he can make any sound he needs to. I think Groot's second performance was a really catchy, really fun time, and he got some very clever roasts off of Pennywise, off of just doing some visual games. And I think seeing both of these two go against each other when they can't even talk to each other could actually be very entertaining, personally. Now, Garfield versus Snoopy? Well, I think this one would fit a lot better as a cartoon beatbox collab. I probably am only suggesting this one because Garfield got into Nick All-Stars Brawl recently. Garfield, again, is a very fun character who would translate really well to cartoon beatbox battles, but I really could not think of anyone good to match him against. I'd say someone like Heathcliff, but Heathcliff doesn't even talk. So maybe Tigger? Maybe Tigger from Winnie the Pooh? It's hard. It's honestly really hard. I went with Snoopy because it just felt like the most logical choice, but there really aren't many comic strip characters that pair well against him since so many of them are humans. But I think he'd work. Tails. Okay. A lot of people want Tails and Luigi for season 2. I totally get that. Here's my take on it. Luigi has already been featured in the second episode of Cartoon Beatbox Collabs with Mario versus Luigi. I'm not really interested in Tails versus Luigi. What I am interested in is Tails versus Conker, the red squirrel from Conker's Bad Fur Day on the N64. If you know me long enough, you know that I'm a huge fan of Conker. And just because they have somewhat similar designs, they both use their tails to fly. I think Tails versus Conker would be a really entertaining match. And I think it'd be really fun and get a better look at these characters rather than just the sidekick versus the sidekick, personally. And that one is actually something that I have thought of for years. Like, I've been thinking about it for a long, long time, about what if Tails versus Conker. I'm not saying I've fully written beatboxes for both of them, but I'm not denying it either. Next up, Deadpool versus Paul Westerfield. I don't know who wrote that into the script, sorry. Scott Pilgrim versus Todd Ingram. Wrong episode. Oops. I could have sworn I had another on here. I guess that'll do it. Those are just my opinions about what I'd most love to see from season 2. I know that I speculate a lot more than I actually review and criticize. But it's just because of how much I love thinking about what could happen, what will we get to see, what's up next. And it always just it really excites me with the possibilities. But I'm thinking about it. When I really think about it, there are some very talented YouTubers, besides Verbalase, some very talented YouTubers who are huge fans of the series, who have done a lot of their own beatboxes, cartoon beatbox battles. They didn't call it cartoon beatbox battles. They gave it their own names, and they personally did their own characters and their own voices. They did it all from hand. And I respect those. Especially with the series like cartoon beatbox battles that especially seems aimed at kids, there's a lot of reactors and fakers on YouTube that put me in a terrible mood. There are so many reactors who do that, pardon my language, but who do that BS popular kid thing on YouTube, where instead of them doing a reaction, they just take popular characters like Sonic or Mario and have them react to it with stills of the character and doing a terrible fake voice. That is not a reaction. That's clickbait to draw little kids in. And I hate those videos. But there's a lot of actual YouTubers who really pour their life and blood into really impressive fan-made beatboxes and beatbox battles against characters who haven't been featured yet, or their own original characters, and making beatboxes about them. And I really like those. I really have a huge respect for them. Great example is Super Hatman 15. If you look him up or a couple of his friends, they make amazing content like that, which I highly support and highly recommend you look at. So in thinking about that, well, I couldn't animate or do entire videos, entire episodes of my own fan made, not yet at least. What if I did my own beatboxes with characters? I've already got Tales and Conquer written. I mean, me versus Deadpool. Maybe this Jack Skellington versus Ghost Rider one. Like solos, original solos. Like how Verbalase does it, where it's just a single image of the character and it's a solo. I fully performed them using what editing I've got. And I can get the right person to draw the cover photos for me. I know a girl. And if I just simply upload those as additional content, I'm Paul Westerfield. I've been on YouTube since 2016. I've been making videos on YouTube since January 15th, 2020. I'm 2 years in, and I'm still at it. I'm trying my absolute best to keep bringing you guys content, keep getting through the dark times of my life that constantly come up to haunt me. And I'm coming back harder and stronger than ever. I'm constantly coming up with new content, thinking of new ideas, recording videos, writing up ideas, listening to the right music to get quick dancings made. I've got several video projects I'm working on right now. I'm going to try and finish up my redub of the Link CDI cutscenes with my friend Big Ounce, and I'll let you guys know when that gets uploaded. I've got another massive project I'm working with someone else on that right now I can't spoil. Well, I finally finished up this video, which I've been working on for a little while. I might just create a new series for me. I've got quick dancings through the roof that I want to do. There's a fan request that I'm going to try and get to soon. And obviously in a little bit, I'm going to hit you guys with a quick dancing of Black Panther vs. Sonic, Cartoon Beatbox Battles episode 12. I'm Paul Westerfield. And every year, every month, I try to come back harder, better, faster, stronger. I'm always live and reloaded and addicted to making you guys the best content I can. No matter what it takes, I'm going to stay on here as long as I can. No matter what happens to me in my future, whatever tries to hold me up.
Do you have something here today?
I did earlier.
You did earlier?
Yeah, I'm waiting.
And do you have a ride coming
Yep.
to pick you up or something?
Yes.
Okay.
Obviously, I'm focusing on getting much better places to record. I apologize for that. I know that I'm very novice at this. I have terrible video editing skills. I can never seem to find a good quiet place to record the majority of my videos. It's very inconsistent when I record. But despite all that, despite all I've done to myself and what I've done to the channel negatively, you guys still keep coming back. You guys support me. You guys have shown so much love and appreciation that I can never get enough of. And I can never get over. We have, in just under 2 years, we have hit 95 subscribers. I'm amazed at that. Half a year ago, we had barely hit 50. In half a year of me filming, we had barely hit 50. I'm amazed by how quickly my channel has grown and how strong it is. I'm surrounded by loving people in this loving community who really appreciate the content I try to do and really show support. And I can't get enough of it. I'm so amazed. I can't thank you all enough. All I can do is continue to bring you the best I can. 2022 is going to be a big year for everyone. As far as this channel is concerned, I want to make it the best one I've done yet. I'm Paul Westerfield. and I'll see you all next time.